What's up, it's EJ Spark, and today we are doing a countdown that I've been so excited for. It's lit! I despise myself sometimes, but we are ranking Travis Scott's albums, and normally I don't do collabs or mixtapes, but today I'm adding Owl Pharaoh and Days Before Rodeo in there because he only has 3 full-length studio albums, and those two really add to the conversation, and they are just as good as his full-length studio albums, so we're gonna dive right into it. At number 5, back when Travis Scott spelled his name with a $ instead of an S at the end of Travis, I have Owl Pharaoh. Now, this mixtape slash project is probably my second favorite Travis Scott project. And that is because I loved back in the day when Travis Scott would rap, no auto-tune, basically raw vocals, and he would kind of rap more old schoolish than his common today's music that he makes. Love this project. I love his voice. I think he just has like the perfect rapping voice, so I just love when he raps no auto-tune. This project is only last because, it's his first major project, and he's grown a lot since then, and obviously, growth is important, but the production of the other 4 projects are just better all around than Owl Pharaoh. But it's still a great project. All 5 of these are great. Don't think that any of these are bad. I'm just saying the production on the other 4 are better. But don't tell me songs like Uptown, Upper Echelon, Quintana, Block of La Flame weren't bangers. And don't tell me that songs like Dance on the Moon, Drive, and Hell of a Night didn't have just like the waviest, most fun vibes. It was just such a fun album, fun project with bangers, a little bit introspective Travis, good storytelling on it. It's still a great project, but nonetheless, my favorite songs were Hell of a Night, Drive, and Quintana. Number 4 is where it gets really hard because all 4 of these projects are amazing and they're completely out of this world. And number 4, you're all gonna hate me for it, but I have Astroworld. Now, this was very hard, and please don't hate me for this, but the only reason it's number 4, and I'm saying the only reason, is because I think the production on this one, all throughout the whole project, isn't as good as the other 3. Now, the production's still amazing, and especially with the exception of like Sicko Mode, R.I.P. Screw, Stop Trying to Be God, Yosemite Wake Up, and a couple others, which is about half the album. But, the rest were kind of just your mainstream bangers, which is fine and great. But, those 5 to 7 songs really stood out to me and are really unique. And I love uniqueness. I think uniqueness puts things at a higher level because when you can do things different that you're not sure will work and it works really well, that's the sign of an amazing artist. So it has tons of bangers. Don't get me wrong. Astroworld, fantastic. I just think the other 3 projects' production is just a little bit better. My favorite songs were Wake Up and Stop Trying to Be God. At number 3, I have Birds in the Trap sing McKnight. I think when this album came out at the end of summer 2016 in September, it was just the biggest thing back then with the biggest and best bangers. This song had so many classic songs. The album production throughout the whole thing flowed together really nicely. It was wavy, and you had some introspective Travis on it as well. It was a lot of fun, and I think just overall, it had a lot of balance to it, and that's why it's number 3. Very well-balanced album. The Cudi and Nav features were insane. Favorite songs through the late night, Lose and Guidance. I think Lose and Guidance are very underrated songs, and I love Travis songs like that, so Birds in the Trap sing McKnight, number 3. Coming in at number 2, I have Days Before Rodeo. This project was amazing. When it came out, we had never really had anything sound like this before, and it was definitely influenced by Kanye, Drake, Cudi, amongst others, but this project flows together, I think, even better than Birds in the Trap. Travis bounces back and forth between, his more old school rapping and his new melodic rapping, and this started a new era. This album started a new era, which is why it's so good and why it's number 2. It's very balanced like Birds in the Trap, but it was just so new and unique with, I think, even more balance that it was just that good. It also had a lot of vibrant textures to it that made the album really stand out and shine so bright. The Big Sean, Young Thug, and Migos features were absolutely insane. They killed it to no end, and like I said, it created a new era and it was very original, and that's why I have it as number 2. My favorite songs are Zombies, Skyfall, and Gray. And at number 1, I mean, come on, you have Travis Scott's debut album, Rodeo. I think this is his best project. I think, no doubt, this is just his most classic album from top to bottom. I mean, the expectations were so high for it, and I think he blew the expectations out of the water, and that's another reason why it's so good. From top to bottom, production was perfect. Lyrically, I actually think this is his best album because he has the best storytelling, and he gets really introspective on some of these songs. You don't skip a song when you listen to it. It's that good. Every song is a classic. And I mean, just look at the track list. 90210, Nightcrawler, Maria I'm Drunk, Pray for Love with The Weeknd. They were just all so great and even introspective and bangers. When you can combine those two, that makes for a great album. Every feature was on point, from Casey Hill to Kanye to Bieber and all the rest. Even that Schoolboy Q feature at the end, just completely underrated. And it's a classic album. He has so many great songs on it. I love it so much. It's a very nostalgic album. You know, you even had that action figure on the front that everyone was trying to get their hands on. Such a great album. I hope he goes back to a little bit more rodeo sound in the future. I don't know what Travis's next project will be, but I'm hoping it sounds a little bit like Rodeo. And my favorite songs off of it were Pray for Love, Piss on Your Grave with Kanye, and Apple Pie. I love me some apple pie, mama. So that's my list. If you have any discrepancies, let me know in the comments below. What are your favorite Travis songs? Where would you rank the albums? Am I just totally wrong with Astroworld, or does the other 3 have better productions and flow better together? Let me know in the comments. It's just my opinion. As always, let me know who you want me to do next week. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments, and listen to my music on all streaming platforms. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EJSpark1. And as always, it's peace, love. I love s'mores. EJ out.